Ryan Anderson here, the driver of Son of a Digger, and you're watching Rod Rod's Championship League.
What is going on, everybody? Project Rod here, and welcome back to Stop 2 of Tour Blue. Here in the Showdown Champions League, Megalodon and Pilor 89 was your fastest qualifier with a 13.965. And he earned really that bye run into the semifinal round. This is the leaderboards for qualifying after all of that. And let's go ahead and take a look at the overall points lead for this season. He is now 9 points away from Black Pearl. Lucas Stabilizer and Brutus now tied for third as Dalmatian goes down to fifth. And we've had some changes in the bottom five as well. This is the racing bracket, the Dubby racing bracket for today's competition. Megalodon again getting that bye run into the semifinal round. Gravedigger the Legend, Black Pearl and Brutus getting bye runs into round two, and then the rest falling within round one. So let's go ahead and get started with racing here in round one in Colorado. It's going to be a great one. Again, a short track, a fast track, and really it's all about getting that optimized lane for victory here to get the best time. So let's go ahead and lead things off with Drift Boy 912 and El Toro Loco versus April Summers in Monster Jam Showdown. These two were going head-to-head in the Arena Series back in the Steel Titan Series. So they're no strangers to competing against each other, but who's going to be on top here in Colorado? And it's going to be a very close finish. A very close finish. But who is going to be on top? I believe it may be April Summers, and it is going to be April Summers, just barely hanging on by a 1/10 of a second. I believe that's the correct term. I don't know, but a super close race as we move on to the next race. Lucas Stabilizer and Sesame 96 versus Higher Education and Taz 2009. These races are going to be going by fast, crazy fast. Again, a short track, a quick track, and it's just going to be interesting to see. And another close race. No, it looks like it might be Higher Education, and it is going to be Higher Education again by the same gap, but they're both in the 13-second range, so it looks like everybody's found where they need to be to get those crazy fast times. Here comes Little Drift 912 and Monster Jam Showdown versus Worst COD Player in Son of a Digger. Two back-to-back races that were crazy close. Will this one follow suit, or is it going to be an upset? Or a complete, what's the word? A blowout, I guess, if you will. And it looks like Monster Mutt's going to get to the line first, and that's a pretty easy one to tell. Monster Mutt moving on to round two, so this is the racing bracket for round two. It's going to be the Legend versus Dalmatian, Black Pearl versus Higher Education, and Brutus versus Monster Mutt in round two. So let's go ahead and get this started and see who's going to be the first truck going into the semifinal round to race Megalodon and Pilor 89. We got Firefly and Gravedigger the Legend versus April Summers in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Let's get this started and see who's moving on to the semifinal round. Both hugging the line, but going a bit wide. Who's going to be able to correct it best to get the win? And April may have gotten a penalty just there. She may have gotten a penalty. We're going to the replay, and it looks like she's outside. She may have corrected it. No, she's going to get a penalty for it, but either way, without the 3-second penalty, she still would have lost, and the win would have gone to Gravedigger the Legend. Here comes Higher Education and Taz 2009 versus Black Pearl and Steel Titan. I know Steel Titan wants to come back and take that win after not getting the fastest qualifier spot. And looks like he's hugging that line, and he's going to take it all the way to a win, possibly. I don't know. Higher Education hanging on for dear life, though. So a crazy close race, but it's going to be Black Pearl. That is the closest race we've had so far. And I feel like it's only going to get better from here. Here comes Little Drift 912 and Monster Mutt versus Angel Garcia and Brutus. Who's going to get that final spot in the semifinal round and race Steel Titan and Black Pearl? It's dog against dog here. And both of them looking pretty even so far. And we're going to have another close one. Both getting to the ramp pretty much at the same time. It's all going to come down to time. And it's going to be Brutus again. So an even closer race than the last. And Brutus getting that spot in the semifinal round. So now we're going to have Megalodon versus Gravedigger the Legend and Black Pearl versus Brutus in these semis. So let's see what's going to happen here. It is very close and interesting racing here in Colorado, and it is a great show. It's anybody's race at this point. So let's see. We have the fastest qualifier, Pilor 89 and Megalodon versus Firefly in Gravedigger the Legend. And now that I'm realizing this, we have our top 4 qualifiers in these semis once again. or not once again. That's what happened in Tor Violet, excuse me. But the top 4 qualifiers are in the semifinals, and Megalodon taking the race away. I was completely distracted in my own thoughts. Megalodon taking the win away from Gravedigger the Legend. He'll be moving on to the final round. Here we go. Who's going to face Megalodon in the finals? Is it going to be Angel Garcia and Brutus, or is it going to be Steel Titan and Black Pearl? Let's see it. Black Pearl immediately hugging the inside line, going for a tactic here. You can see him going crazy in that rear steer, keeping the truck aligned. And it's going to work as he gets to the finish way before Brutus does. And he's going to take the win, another 13-second time. So we have our final 2. It's going to be Megalodon versus Black Pearl in the Dubby Racing Finals. These 2 trucks are fighting for a top spot in the overall leaderboards, and now they're fighting for a racing win here in Colorado. So let's get started with the final round. It's Pillar 89 in Megalodon versus Steel Titan in Black Pearl. And you couldn't match up have a better matchup than this. A shark versus a pirate, and that's probably corny as hell, but let's go ahead and see who's going to be the winner. Black Pearl hugging that line as much as he can, and it looks like it's going to benefit him as he's going to take it all the way to the finish. Possibly, I don't know, that race was a lot closer than I thought. A super close race. And it's hard to tell. There it is. Black Pearl is your winner. Another close race here in Colorado, and he has taken the top spot yet again. He is your W Racing winner here in Colorado, going back-to-back after taking the racing win back in Death Valley, and he is gaining those 10 extra crucial points here this season. So, Megalodon, though, 9 points, but still increasing that lead ever so slightly over Megalodon as we take a look at the racing leaderboards. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboards overall. And right there, now a 10-point lead over Megalodon. He has 58 points. Megalodon in second with 48. Brutus in third now with 39 as the tie is broken between him and Lucas Stabilizer. Lucas Stabilizer has moved down to fourth with 34. But right now, Megalodon and Black Pearl are tied for their overall event championship here. So, again, 2 more competitions left. Who knows who could take it? Next competition will be Best Trick, so be sure to check it out. Be sure to subscribe for more Monster Jam content, and we'll see you in the next one.